Okay, what does apostasy mean here in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, referring to the man of lawlessness or man of sin, son of perdition? Notice in verse 3, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction or man of sin, son of perdition, the King James says. The word here is rebellion in the ESV, but in Greek it's apostasy or apostasia, the apostasy of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. Unless the rebellion, apostasia, comes first and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, it takes a seat in the temple of God, that is in the church of Christ. 1 John 2, 18 through 19 also brings out this same concept here is, as you have heard, this is the Apostle John writing, that Antichrist is coming. Antichrist is coming, so hasn't come yet for John, but is coming. So now many Antichrists have come, therefore we know it is the last hour. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would have continued with us. But they went out, that it might become plain that they are not all of us. Question, what does apostasy mean in the context of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3? A defection from the truth, or a departure from the truth, literally a leaving from a previous standing, beyond its root sense of departure, right? Departure. So this is where the pre-trib rapture people will say, oh, it means departure and that's all. And they will insert that it means a departure from the earth, as in a pre-trib rapture. So in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, that day, that is the day of Christ, will not come unless the pre-trib rapture, the departure from the earth, comes first. That's how they want to interpret it. That's a false interpretation. The apostasy is directly correlated with the revelation of the man of sin, son of perdition, the Antichrist. So the apostasy does not, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, does not mean simply a departure as a departure from the earth. It means a departure from the truth. A conscious, culpable turning away from divinely revealed truth. In Scripture, it is never a neutral change of opinion. It is a moral revolt against the covenant Lord. Hence, English renderings such as apostasy, rebellion, or forsake all capture aspects of the gravity. And so my commentary here is dispensational futurists, because of their false teachings of the pre-trib rapture, interpret the apostasy simply as a departure. What they are subtly attempting to do with this sleight of hand, sneaky technique is to assert that the departure could quite possibly mean a departure from the earth, as in a pre-trib rapture. But this is clearly not what the word apostasy means in the context of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, because the apostasy mentioned in the text is clearly related to the revelation of the man of sin, son of perdition. So John Calvin's commentary on 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, in the word apostasy, he says, quote, Paul writes that the day of Christ will not come until the world has fallen into apostasy and the reign of Antichrist has obtained a footing in the church. Paul therefore employs the term apostasy to mean a treacherous departure from God, and that not on the part of one or a few individuals, but such as would spread itself far and wide among a large multitude of persons. Now, none can be termed apostates, but such as have previously made a profession of Christ and the gospel. Paul therefore predicts a certain general revolt of the visible church. That is John Calvin's commentary. I agree with him 100%. Here's John Gill's commentary on apostasy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. He says, quote, in a religious sense, that is, of the falling away of men from the faith of the gospel, from the purity of gospel doctrines, discipline, worship, and ordinances. This is to be understood of a more general defection in the times of the papacy, the Western churches bringing in errors of all sorts in doctrine, making innovations in every ordinance and appointing new ones, and introducing both Judaism and paganism into the churches, which general defection continued until the times of the Reformation. Here's Matthew Henry's commentary on 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, and the apostasy. He says, quote, a general apostasy, there would come a falling away first by this apostasy, we are not to understand a defection in the state or from civil government, but in spiritual or religious matters, from sound doctrine, instituted worship and church government, and a holy life. The apostle speaks of some very great apostasy, not only of some converted Jews or Gentiles, but such as would be very general, though gradual, and should give occasion to the revelation of the rise of the Antichrist, that man of sin. So, apostasy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4, it can mean departure. It can be translated as departure, but it doesn't mean departure from the earth, as in a pre-trib rapture. It means a departure from the truth, from the once for all delivered unto the saints faith. And that's why I bring up 1 John 2, 18 to 19 to tie this apostasy into 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, because even though John does not use the word apostasy, it's the very same concept. They went out from us. They once made a profession of faith in the gospel, but they went out from us. But they were not really of us, for if they had been of us, they would have continued with us, but they went out, that it might become plain that they are not all of us. So that's what departure means, a defection from the truth, or departure from the once for all delivered unto the saints faith. And it is directly related to the man of sin, son of perdition, or man of lawlessness, son of destruction, the Antichrist. Okay? So don't let dispensational futurists tell you that the word apostasy, rebellion here, means a departure from the earth. That is their assertion. And that's not what the word means. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Soli Deo Gloria.